We are back again, Charlie. I hope you are all doing well. This vlog shares my experience at the Lesedi Cultural Village, which is located about an hour drive from Johannesburg. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. So guys, I really underestimated Johannesburg because the first day we came, it was cold, but it was not that cold. Today is extremely cold. Like very, very cold. We go here and the airport AC was like, oh, normal. I was still wearing my dress, feeling all cool and all that. Now we get out and I'm like, no, I have to wear my jacket. Wow, so cold. Like, look at my fingers are like literally freezing right now. Wow. This is how it looks like from here. We're about to leave to our hotel. We are currently about to take some drumming lessons from the crew, and I'm super excited you all are going to join us on this. So let's go, let's practice how to drum here in South Africa. Here.
It's the cultural village. It's the cultural village.
Yay! So yeah.
Alright, so my friend, good morning once again.
Good morning.
Let me start with my different tribes, namely Amandebe, the Ndebele speaking people, Amasu, Basotho, Amakhosa, and the last one, the Beni people. So now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to use this South African map to identify those tribes that we have here in Lesedi Cultural Village. The first tribe that we have the people all the way from the north, Beni people, the sons and daughters of the great king, King Sikukuni. And they had the reign queen by the name of Queen Mujaji. They no longer calling the province Limpopo province. Why are they calling Limpopo province? Because of up here, there's a huge river that separates South Africa and Zimbabwe. Limpopo River. The second tribe that we have, the people all the way from Mpumalanga, Amandebele, the Ndebele speaking people. We call the Ndebele the artistic of South Africa. For they use colors to communicate. As you can see, this is the Ndebele theater. The painted wall over there, it shows you that they are the artistic of South Africa. They use colors to communicate. When they are happy, they will use the colorful colors. And when they are sad, they will use the dark colors. Those are the Ndebeles all the way from Mpumalanga province. Amazulu, that's why you find them KZN, KwaZulu-Natal. Sons and daughters of the great king, King Shaka Zulu, the black Napoleon, the Zulu-speaking people all the way from KwaZulu-Natal. Basotho, that's what you find. Now, Lesotho is one of the independent countries within South Africa. For they use passport to visit us, and we also use passport to visit them. Lesotho, their country. Basotho, the people. Sesotho, that is their language to speak. So now, friends, can you please say Lesotho, Basotho, Sesotho? Basotho, Lesotho, Sesotho. Lesotho, Basotho, Sesotho. We'll be your guide. Feel free to ask a question and take as many pictures as you like. Remember, it's all history. The men to the villages.
All right, my friends, are you ready? Yes. Are you ready? Yes. Let's rock and roll. Follow me.
Right here in the cultural village, we are going to take a tour to the villages, how it started before the app now. So yeah.
All right, good friends. Let me start by introducing myself. My name is Tolani Ntombela. Tolani means peace, so I'm a peaceful warrior all the way from KwaZulu-Natal. I'll be your host for today, and I hope you will enjoy this journey with me. All right, so without any waste of time, this is our first village here, which is the Zulu. Can you say Amazulu? Amazulu. Good friends, I can't hear you. Amazulu. The Zulu people all the way from KwaZulu-Natal. We are the sons and daughters of the great King Shaka Zulu. Yeah. So before we enter inside the village, let me quickly explain about the pile of stones behind you. So please come with me. Right, outside. Take a look. All right. They spit on it and then they add it onto the pile. By so doing that, they are busy communicating with their ancestors, telling them about the journey, the purpose of their journey, and then they ask for good luck because they want to come back home safe and alive. And I think, my friends, all of you here, you want to come back home safe. Yeah. Do you? Yeah. And alive? Yeah. Now we're about to take a long journey. Can you please do the same? You got the stone away from the pile, you spit on it, make a wish before you add it. Before you throw it, my sister.
They said we should pick a stone, make a wish.
The bigger the stone, the bigger the luck.
Hey, the bigger the stone, the bigger the luck. So let me just get a bigger stone.
Bigger the stone.
I got a bigger stone here. And we need to spit, make a wish, spit on the stone, make a wish and throw it in there. So I'm going to make a wish.
Oh yeah, all right, okay, good.
Yes, I could find.
Make sure you
actually, no. I think this one. So, which one?
All right, good friends, can I have attention, please? Right, as you can see here, the gate is always closed. You may wonder why. My brother from another mother. Hello, brother. You from KwaZulu-Natal. The gate is always closed. Why? It's because the Zulus, they like fighting too much, huh? Very, very aggressive people. You enter inside their village without asking for permission, you are in trouble. Maybe you will never come back. So permission first. And by asking for permission, you let them know that you are coming with peace. You see the warrior up there? He's a security guard. Our Zulu ADT. You enter inside without asking for permission, he's gonna shout and tell the warriors to get ready to fight.
All right. This guy is not strong, man.
Really?
Hi. Yeah, boy.
All right, good friends. Can you say Skulagi Lakaya?
Skudeli Lakaya!
Yes, but louder!
Skudeli Lakaya!
You see, my brother, now he's passing the message.
What does he say?
Lunch is arrived.
This village is a beautiful village.
Yeah, this is the Zulu village.
Yeah.
I think you know them, my brother, huh? Ladies are not allowed to enter inside the kraal, huh? Zulus, we've got our own way of greetings, and it goes with a handshake like this, huh? It's Sawubona, Unjani, Siyapila. Simply means, hello, how are you? I'm fine. My sister from another mother, can you please come forward? If you don't have cows, you are not a respected man in the community. No cows, no wife. All right. No cows, No wife. So to marry a Zulu lady, we pay how many cows?
11 cows.
We pay 11 cows for one lady, and they are very, very expensive because one cow costs plus or minus 10,000 rands. All right. In our culture, you can marry as many wives as you can, but it depends how many cows do you have. So many cows, many wives, but many wives, many problems.
How many wives do you have?
Me, I'm not married yet, my brother.
You're not married yet?
You know, let me tell you the truth, my brother. There's a difference between the people who are living in the cities and those people who are living in the villages. I think maybe 70% of the people who are living in the villages, they are still doing it. And then 30% of the people who are living in the cities, they don't do it anymore. Why? Because they adopted the style of the Western. Plus or minus 30 people in one village like this. But one lady cooks for everybody. But they take turns. So how to identify our main kitchen? By the openings on the sides, all around until the side. This is for the smoke to come out when the ladies are busy cooking. We call it into enkulu or into kakoko. You know, when the Zulus are building their village, my brother, I think you know that. When the Zulus are building their village, they start by building this one, into kakoko first. Before they build the kitchen or any of these huts. They start by building this one.
Why?
This is where they communicate with their ancestors. Thank you very much. Let's move to the next one. By wearing the short skirts and the beaded attire. So why they're wearing the short skirts is to show the guys out there that, hey, she's still available.
Available.
Available, exactly. Hey, brother, how many cows do you have?
Sorry.
How many cows do you have?
I have 8.
8. Not allowed to take it off during the day or during the night. You sleep with it. Yeah. Oh, let me say, long time ago, they used to sew it onto your hair permanently. Yes, so that you cannot take it off. If you take it off, it's a divorce. So the question is, how do they wash their hair? How do they sleep at night? So if they want to wash their hair, they slaughter a goat or a cow. As you can see the skulls on top. You see the skulls on top? Yeah. They slaughter a goat or a cow just to tell the ancestors, my dear, that you are not divorcing your husband. You just wash your hair. After that, you do what? You put it back. And then for sleeping at night, take a look. They use this one as a nice pillow. Wow. Very comfortable.
The married women were suffering then. Yeah.
And then during the day, the husband sits on it. So it's easy for you ladies to do what? To dream about your husband at night by using this one. So greet him by saying, Sabona!
Sabona. Yebo, ngizomchazela ngekhali zakaZulu umkhonto ophathwa inkosi senza ngakhona kaJama kaZulu. Wephathi bemini bemhlani beyishumi. Ibe lo mkhonto ukhala uthi phapha kwase uqamba igama wathi sipha.
I think there is no need to translate. Everybody understands Zulu, huh?
Yes.
Yeah, brother. Brother, do you still remember the Ifekan and the Fakan?
Oh, you're the one.
Eh?
Oh my God, it smells good.
What's so morena?
What's up, Morena?
All right, my good friends, this is how to identify the Basotho people.
It didn't really look like it's a big place from the outside, but then we've been working, learning about the Zulu culture, and this is amazing. These are the things you get to learn when you are on a trip, when you travel. Like, this is really amazing.
I know it's very difficult for you to speak Xhosa, but practice makes perfect. So I want all of you to try this one. Can you say ka? Twist your tongue backwards. E, o, oo. Together. Oo. And this, you know what does that Transport. This is what they use to carry their crops from the field. They put their crops inside here after harvesting. Because this thing is too heavy, it will be pulled by only 2 cows from the field. Let's meet everybody. The same idea. Fireplace. And I don't know who came with an idea first between the 2 tribes, but they are very smart. Here they call it ingame. And let me give you the rules of the main hut. When we enter inside, women sit on the right side, gentlemen on the left. So why women sit on the right side? Is it because women are always right?
Yeah.
Do you agree, gentlemen?
Yeah. No comment.
Women are always right?
Yes. Yeah. The building blocks are numbered.
Yeah. Mina angithi fanele ngingene emva kwabo kahle. Yeah, kodwa ke.
Hello. So we are going to sit here on the mat, right? Yes, my darling. Okay.
Keep the door, and all beautiful women are protected behind the door. And then the gentlemen on the left will be exposed. So they have to do it. Fight and protect the women. Thank you very much.
That's awesome.
That's awesome, eh?
Yeah.
We're always your
so,
protectors.
so it is for the women. So please don't tell them, my brother. Okay. One is for the men and one is for the women. You know, they say women are always right. So I just want to find out, is it true or not? Okay. Between the two, oh, it is true. Okay. Between the two, which one is for the women?
The longer one.
The long one is for women.
Yeah.
Do you all agree?
No, I think the shorter one.
Going back. All right. The long pipe is for women, and then the short one is for the men. Why the long pipe is for women?
They have long patience.
Yeah, exactly. But the real reason is because of the Xhosa ladies. When they are going to the field or they are going to the river to fetch water, they always carry their little ones at the back. I mean, their babies. So by using the long pipe, they are protecting their babies from the smoke. Good. So now they're going to sing a quick song for us. Give them a big round of applause. Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed watching this vlog as much as I enjoyed documenting my entire experience here at the Lezidi Cultural Village. Until next time on my next vlog, I hope you're enjoying my South African vlogs. Yeah, until next time, I want to say I love you all. A big shout out to the South African tourism for making this happen. I want to say thank you. Until next time, bye. Mwah. Africa has been treating me well with good food. Today's vlog is a compilation of some good nightlife experiences here in Durban, South Africa. Don't forget to like, subscribe, show me some love, and join the family. I love you all. Mwah. So one thing about this trip, right? Even though it's very fun, it's stressful because you come back for a drink, the next minute they're like, you're going for dinner, you're going to enjoy. Now we go back like an hour ago and we've been given like an hour to quickly rest, dress up and go. But because I also want to take some pictures, take opportunity and get nice pictures of this place before I get back, I have to like quickly dress up. So today I decided to wear some makeup, lipstick, and look sweet. Final look. Then I put on heels, ready for nightlife, of course with you. Let's go, guys.
Right now,
Just got to. This place is really beautiful. So guys, we finally got to our the restaurant, and the place is so beautiful. I'm very happy, and I know I'm going to have a good night. I'm going to have a good evening with you. So yeah, Vivian, say hi.
holla! So we're at a restaurant, I don't know its name, but it's so pretty and I'm excited to have dinner. Oh, hi, how are you? Having a fantastic time. You can't even tell.
What's the name of the place?
Well, it's called Dukta, I believe. Yeah. It's like fine dining, you know, wine. Looking forward to it all.
So most of their restaurants have like a barcode. You just have to quickly scan and you get your menu on your phone. So I think it's very easy, very convenient, and I'm about to order my drink for tonight. Yeah. Thank you. So happy. It's spicy just the way I want it.
The chicken is so amazing, just like Celestial.
Have you tasted it yet? You need to try it.
I don't know, but you know, spiritually, it tastes good.
What about you?
You know, I was editing the vlog, damn it, the energy, man.
Oh, what are you supposed to say?
No, tomorrow.
Everyone is tired, but then
I'm not tired.
going to have dinner and you all are coming along, so let's go. So I ordered a cheesecake, but it came with chocolate. So I'm just eating the ice cream. You're all invited. This is dessert. The ice cream is good. Here at a place called California Dreaming, which is very, very nice. I really like the aesthetics of this place. And yeah, if you find yourself in Durban, South Africa, make it a point to visit this restaurant. Their food is good. I had rice, and one thing I've also realized here in South Africa is their food is really affordable. Like I can have like starter and a main dish together with a cocktail, which cost about 400 rand, which is close to about 200 Ghana cedis, which is very affordable comparing it to Ghana cedi. And so yeah, I hope you're enjoying this vlog so far. So I'm having rice and brings us to the end of this vlog. I hope you enjoyed watching this video as much as I enjoyed being here, as much as I enjoy sharing all these locations with you. Whenever you find yourself in South Africa, Durban, make it a point to visit one of them, and I'm definitely sure you're going to have a good time. A big shout out to the South African tourism for this experience. I am having the best time of my life thanks to them. So yeah, I hope you enjoy watching this video. I love you all. Kisses. a chart stopper and a trendsetter, and undoubtedly the hottest artist in Ghana currently. In his early 20s, he has been able to chalk back-to-back success, and it's something that is rare in our entertainment industry. The whole world is singing his praises, but if I want to keep talking about this gentleman, I'll go on and on and on, and I might not finish. Let's take this quick breather. When we come back, I'll unravel my guest for you. This is Talkatainment, and I'm yours truly, Elsie Lama. We'll be right back. Welcome back from that quick breather. If you just joined in, this is Talkatainment on GhanaWeb TV, and we have here the new Artist of the Year at the just ended Vodafone Ghana Music Awards. We have here the Sad Boys president. Did I get it right?
Yeah.
Blacko.
Yeah, 100%.
You're welcome.
Blessings.
Hey.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. You're
Bless.
welcome. Charlie,
Bless.
the
I love to
bola,
you, man.
the bola dressing, no, it's part of your brand, because most times me who are now the child.
the oversized.
Yeah.
I'm just how come you bola.
Say bola trousers, Anna.
Oh yeah, oversized, yeah.
I think. Say Obi say like people are saying that you're slim in tea.
But you say sometimes I thought I'm share skinny ones too.
Me skinny jeans that.
Yeah, okay. Maybe I'm in positive. I'm sure. I check me Insta and the I know I say I post my
Hey, you must say. But how many tattoos do you have?
I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces.
And what are they?
Yeah, these are the flames. And these are bats. And this called Kudo Traveler.
Okay.
And this tell my mother I love her. And this is the mountain goat.
Why that?
Yeah?
Why that?
Perseverance, man. Mountain goat. Climb any circumstances, climbing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, how are you handling the fame so far?
I'm chilling, man. I've been chilling from time. Yeah, and making music. Yeah, I think that's the fun part of it.
Is it getting to you? Did you expect it in the first place?
In what way? Getting to me in what way?
Like, are you overwhelmed with the fame?
Overwhelmed? No.
You are not? It's not too much for you?
No. I don't let it be too much for me. Yeah. You know, because it's all about balance. Everything is all about balance. I try. We all try to balance everything, you understand? Okay.
Yeah. Is that why you are not really active? I don't want to say you are not active on social media, but you don't really get into the social media space that much.
Yeah.
Is it because you don't want to be reading all sorts of things and, you know...
You know, so social media, yeah, I think the drama makes it fun. And I'm not much into drama. Yeah.
Because you want to protect your mental space.
Yeah, you understand. The drama makes it fun, trust me. Nothing about it.
Okay.
People learn. Me, I grew up on social media, trust me. Yeah, I grew up on the internet.
When the energy was gravitating towards you about, you know, the whole buzz, you know it, everybody loves Blacko. Yeah. What did you do to bring your fans closer to you?
I think I made the music, made so much to them. And I think they found Black Sheriff, like, they went behind the music too. Some went behind the music too. Like, because people, trust me, people relate to my music different ways. Trust me.
I mean,
you know,
personally,
someone texts me like, bro, I swear to God, this song you drop saved me, bro, God bless you, bro. Someone if he texts me like, bro, this song is raging, bro, this song is messing up here. Like, the boys are you see, yeah. So like it's like that. So that's why I feel like it all depends on the emotions and like what I put inside. I think I put in with my opinion, what I think I put inside the music. Because like I think one time I should tape how I make music and like put it out on YouTube or something. You understand? How I make music is like, you see me putting myself in that. You understand? Like giving my all in that.
Okay, you are making music.
Yeah.
Very, very solid music. Yeah. But I think from my own perspective, I think you are not interacting with the fans as you should.
As
Do
I
you
should.
agree to that?
Are you sure?
Yes.
Yeah, I feel
I
like
think you are just focused on the craft.
on the craft.
Yes. What about
And I'm
your
not
fan
interacting
base?
to the fans.
Yes.
I do.
Do you have a fan base?
Yeah. I have people who love my music.
Do you
and
have
me.
a solid fan base? Like
I
Sack
believe I
Nation, Beam Nation? Do you have one?
You know, Sack Nation has been here for 10 years.
I know. I'm just using that as an example for you.
Let's see. I just pulled up. People started loving my music. I started finding my ways and finding my balances. So let's see, bro.
There have been arguments. Some people say you are A-list artist. Some people say you are a hot artist. How do you see yourself? Which category do you fall in?
Well, I don't categorize myself. I'm an artist.
Okay, you have to choose between the two, hot or A-list.
Hot or A-list?
Yes. Are you the hottest artist now?
I don't believe in all. I don't believe in them categories.
Why don't you?
I don't know why, but I don't believe in categorizing artists. Everyone is unique in their own ways. You know, you see, these A-list and categories things you do are like things that we create in our head. And we think this is, you think this is, you think this is. Someone, same A-list than things someone has different A-list than things in his head, you understand? There are things that we create in our head. This is hot, this is this, this is this, this is this. But in all, they are all artists.
If you are saying this, then it means you're putting someone like Sarkodie and Sefa on the same scale.
I mentioned Sarkodie, I don't mention Sarkodie.
No, I'm not saying you are mentioning, but Sarkodie is...
Brother, trust me, that's what you think it is.
Okay.
Somebody no go think like that. Yeah, trust me. It's all
Let's
opinions.
move away from this. When people compare you to the likes of Samini, Sarkodie, Stonebwoy and co, how do you feel? How does that make you feel?
Well, if they are being disrespectful, that like it no need safe. You understand? Trust me, because people that really love me, that like go out on social media like, yo, go stream Sheriff's music, this. They don't do that. People that need their retweets and likes, like I've been telling you, man, will just do something to like make it sensitive for people to give it like their retweets and like get people to react back to what like his negative things that he's putting out, to get people to react saying to that. You understand? And I don't believe in that.
Talk about retweets. There have been complaints that you don't retweet
I do.
DJs.
If I hop on Twitter, anytime I get on Twitter, I do retweet anything.
Are you sure?
But I don't be on Twitter every time.
Camido retweeted your song recently.
Yeah.
He didn't get a response.
Camido?
When? Yeah. On Twitter.
Charlie, one or two the pretties now for complaints
and radio stations.
I've just not been on. Trust me. And I know why I've not been on Twitter, man. See, you man don't know how that. I wish you would feel like.
I'm saying all this because
trust me, you hop on social media. I go on social media. For different kinds of things. You go, you see your things, your heels and stuff, your distance, you screenshots and you understand. Now I pull up, I see Bearman pouring out there like that negative stuff about me and stuff. So you think I'm that, you think I'll be that this thing to be. Trust me, that's what I try to tell you. I've just been finding. I'm not saying I'm perfect. Trust me, I'm finding my balance in that. You know, trust me, because right now I'm at the point of if I don't take care of myself, I'll lose myself to like something. You understand? But you wouldn't. I wouldn't love to lose myself, because if I lose myself, I lose my music, I lose my everything.
You're certainly not going to lose yourself.
Yeah,
but let's look at this long-term effect.
I'm just giving you like
I get it. I totally get it.
Yeah.
But let's look at this long-term effect. Don't you think that when you don't mobilize your fans now and you don't interact with them...
Don't you think I interact with my fans? Because I feel like I do interact with them, man, a lot.
Not as a should, because now
Are
it's
you
like,
sure?
yeah.
Not as a should?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll try.
You should. So that one day we'll not hear on the airwaves that you people have not been promoting my works enough, as some of the A-list artists are saying now. That's just why.
Hop on my Twitter from 2019. I never complain about nothing.
Okay. So do you have an EP or album coming up?
My tape is coming soon, very soon.
Tape?
Yeah.
What's
Could
that?
be an EP, could be an LP, could be an album, but it's a tape. It's coming.
Your outfit at the VGMAs.
Yeah.
It was nice.
Yeah, thank you.
It was
Thank
really
you.
nice.
Appreciate it.
But there were concerns about the color. You heard about it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. MTN and Vodafone clash, sort of. What's
Oh,
your
that be
opinion about it? Yeah.
Oh, me, I didn't know about it. They didn't. Did they give any color code? So, I'm not sure.
But you heard about the discussions. What's your take on it? Do you think you didn't know
What
about
were
it?
the discussions? Brief me about it.
Oh, I should brief you.
Yeah.
You must have heard it.
Brief me about
You
it. I
wore
want
a
to get
yellow
it.
color, which stands for MTN, on a Vodafone event.
Which stands for
which is
MTN.
red.
To you or me, yellow color doesn't stand for
That
MTN.
was a
for me.
discussion
There.
on the airwaves.
That's to them man to decide. Because yellow, there wasn't no MTN too.
And the keke that you were in,
Yeah.
the number plate.
The keke, I requested for a keke to be put on stage for me.
Okay.
When I'm done performing, make it come take me. I went there and keke came for me. I don't know nothing about the keke about this.
Okay,
Yeah.
so let's just say you are not aware of those things. Okay, it's understandable. Do you have a management team in Nigeria that handles your stuff?
A management team in Nigeria. I have a team in Nigeria that work for me. In
Okay.
places, different places.
Okay.
Not just here. I have a team in London too. Yeah.
Kweku Frimpong,
Yeah.
have you ever been depressed?
Up to now, I don't know the definition of depression, because I like questions a lot. If you was my friend, like, you would not trust me. I do ask people, like, are you depressed? I say, yes, trust me. How do you feel? How does, like, different. I've been getting different
You
explanations.
don't know what
but-
depression is.
Yeah. But, sometimes you do feel bad sometimes. It get worse and stuff. And
You haven't had down moments?
oh, you do. I'm a human. And I do get down moments.
How do you pass through it? How do you go through it?
I make songs about them.
You make songs?
Yeah, so like with this Kendrick's new album, there's this song called Rich Spirits. It said, don't play with me before I turn you to a song, bro. Don't play with me. Anything that happens to me, I'll go make song with you right now.
Sometimes you come on social media and you write certain things that get people thinking. They're like, are you okay? Is Blacko alright? Why do you usually
I
do
don't
that?
hear that. It's Blacko
Is
alright.
it? Yeah.
Do you hear that?
Of course, me, I think that, and other people also do. Like you post things that get people worried.
Yeah. I don't know.
You know what I'm talking about, especially on Twitter. I think some time ago you wrote something about being overwhelmed with the fame, and you are just a little child and blah blah. Something.
I liked it more when my life was mine. Yeah. I was just walking and I was just flashing back on my life, and I feel like right now I live in like people's faces. My life is not. I feel like my life is not mine no more. Yeah, so like that's what I've been working on, like trying to find the balance. So like it was just interesting and funny to my mind. I liked it more when like my life was mine. I feel like this is a nice line. Let me just put it on my Insta. I liked it more when my life was mine. Yeah.
So you've been robbed of your normal life. You don't go to your favorite watcher joints no more.
I do.
You can't really.
Yeah, trust me. You go see me for the. Everywhere I won't go.
Are you sure?
Yeah, but first if I went, my man them know. But now if I go, thousands of people know say I go by this thing. Yeah, that was just what I'm talking about.
We spoke about your down moments. Let's also talk about your happiest moments.
Yeah, I do get happy.
I know you get happy,
Yeah.
but I'm talking about the happiest.
The happiest.
Yes.
Most of them are after I make songs, some kind of songs. Yeah, because trust me, the only place I'm happy is like when I'm close to like my speakers and my mics, and like just making music is so fun. Because trust me, it's a whole movie. I just pull my phone like this, listen to beats, stuff, and like put myself in a movie, something that has happened in my life. And
Aside making music,
yeah,
what other events happened in your life that you can classify as this has been one of my best moments?
Best moments. A dozen.
Okay, give us two of them.
Yeah, I'm trying. I'll give you like two. Yeah. Okay, so love to Ajizi. Yeah. So I had to come to Accra. Ajizi had hit me up, like that was 2019, June, August today. Yeah, Ajizi writes me. I posted this freestyle, Cry For Me freestyle. Yeah, Ajizi writes me and say, yo, Pono won't see you. If you come to Accra the next morning. And I was just there when the man them home in Korea. Like, yo, how you go figure a car? But that time, then my puppy dey Ghana. You understand? And if I went to my puppy will give me money, make I take go. But I'm not sure my puppy likes this music thing I'm doing. So I was just there like, how I go get money to? So I just went to my auntie, my Aisha. It's like, mom, saying I was saying, yo, I have to do this. It's like, go to your father. So I went to my daddy. I told him he liked the idea. He gave me that money. So like that time when I took that money. And I do remember that anytime I receive something like through this music, that's the first thing that comes to mind, like the first money my daddy gave me for the music.
You made mention that your father wasn't into part of your music career from the onset.
Not into part, but my daddy and my mommy really wanted me to go to school because trust me, I was that brilliant. You understand? And my daddy didn't trust the music idea, but he was like, they were like always trying to put it first before the music for me. Yeah.
So at what point did they come to embrace this whole thing?
At time at teaching. At teaching.
When you say teaching, what does that mean?
I left home.
Oh, really?
From Tema. Good days, Legon, me and London.
With your friends?
Yeah.
That was at what age?
In Chayo, like 2 years ago. I was 18.
And they were worried, I guess.
Yeah, somehow, but like they used to hear me, so like and they knew I could, like, Sharif is not wild. Sharif will protect himself. Yeah, but they were checking up and stuff.
Okay. Yeah. I know this is getting interesting, but let's pause and take a quick breather. When we come back, we have so much more for you here on Talk Entertainment on GhanaWeb TV. We'll be right back. Welcome back from that quick breather. We are still here on Talk Entertainment, and I'm chit-chatting with Brakweku. What do you say about?
Sheriff. Black Sheriff. Blacko. Yeah, I like Blacko.
You like Blacko?
Yeah.
Hey, so be afro Blacko.
Yeah, I like Blacko.
Hey.
Blacko is fun.
You met Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah.
What did you guys discuss and how was the vibe?
Oh, I just asked him how did he like it. Cool, how if it was cool, and
how he likes it here in Ghana.
Yeah, and he told me he liked my music.
Oh,
he told him I liked this. That new album.
So
is fire.
even Kendrick listens to your music. Hey, when you need packets to a crowd.
Oh, like, and you know, people they watch we, and like if they come here, they try to like get much of us. You understand? Like when they drop Ghana, they listen Ghana music and stuff. They get put on new music and yeah. I told them congrats, brother. It's a bless. Like that. I was very shocked. Yeah.
Oh, so you didn't have the opportunity to do any business, ABR with him?
Oh, it's a party. It was a party that we shall be at. Everybody, bro, I'm gone. Yeah, like that.
So the setup for the 3 Music Awards, everybody liked it. I liked it. Everybody liked it. It became a challenge, and everybody was, doing some of it.
Yeah.
And Sadiq came to state that it was meant for Sarkodie. How did you? People were criticizing him that he shouldn't have said some stuff like that. But do you actually think that? How did you feel about it? And has your respect for him decreased in any way?
Oh, brother, I knew that before I got on that stage.
Okay.
Yeah, he told me before I got on the music stage. Yeah, so I knew before you guys knew. Yeah, and like, it's just an information. Oh, then we did try bill for Sac Barry. Just an information, just to know about that stage. I don't think I should make it get to my feelings. I don't think you should have feelings in this thing. It's just an info you should know. He thinks you should know. You understand? Because he thought I could, like, if I knew, nothing could happen. So, like, he told me. And, like, he thinks you guys should know. That's why he said it on the radio. I'm not sure this, yeah.
Which mood were you in when you were recording Quickly the Traveler?
It was just, initially, before I heard the beat, like, it was just a normal mood. But, like, when I heard the beat, like, yeah, this beat is sad. And like when I hear like sad stuff, I just try to feel in that vibe, like immerse myself into that vibration. You understand? And like write something, like put words together. Because I'm good at putting words together and like turning like real life stories or like stuff I've heard like to songs, like to make them make sense. That's how it is. I was just chill and writing.
Why are you so much engulfed with sad stuff to the extent that you have to name your fan base or whatever sad boys? Is it that you also believe in the fact that we live in a country where like Charlie Kofotria and Che? Was that an inspiration for you?
I think that one is like a basic thing or like a reality you should know, I should know. Like for here you for make it out. Like it's not easy, you understand? Yeah. And like to me, you guys should look out for my album or like my tape or like my EP I go drop, like the tape I'm dropping next. Yeah. I'm not sure if it will be an EP or like an LP or like an album. But I said the tape is coming.
You haven't answered my question.
Yeah.
I said the sad vibrations.
Yeah, and because I'm not sure we'll have the time to like discuss the whole stuff.
Just give me a gist.
Yeah. Okay, there's nothing. I felt like there's nothing to smile about in this life, brother. Let's sad up there. Let's sad up in there. If I smile, if I sad, same thing. Obviously, like, men is just sad up and bronze. Yeah, because I can't be coming laughing to this one.
Why do you always talk about marijuana in your songs?
Yeah, marijuana.
Is that a motivation? Like,
no, no, it's not a motivation or something. I just love to spice it up. You understand? Yeah, cause I grew up in Konongo Zongo. No be today marijuana they come. I see marijuana as a kiddie. I see people, right, smoking the marijuana for the street dances. So if I'm talking, like I've seen it, like like if I'm writing, flashing back to like where I grew up and stuff, those things come to my head. I spice it up, drop it. Yeah, man.
Some people say you are overhyped. What do you have to say about that?
That's their belief. That's not my reality. I don't believe I'm overhyped. That's what someone believes. I can't trash it. I can't trash it.
You lost the Artist of the Year to Kitty.
I didn't lose it.
You didn't lose it?
Yeah, I didn't lose it. Mr. Kitty deserved it. I deserved it. Everybody for that side deserved it. I'm a big fan of Lord Sugar. He knows. Big love to you, Marshalla.
So are you going to be doing something with him soon?
Oh, trust me. We go to drop songs. Yeah, we go to collaborate and drop. Yeah, trust me.
Blacko, what's your kind of woman? I
don't have a kind of woman. Yeah, this question is pointing you.
You didn't see it coming?
Yeah, Blacko, what's the kind of woman? I don't have a kind of woman.
Well, anything goes?
If you see, you love her, you go love her. Trust me. If you see her, you dey love her, you go love her.
What does that even mean?
You see, you know the bar pigeon?
I understand, but...
If you see him, you go love him.
Okay.
You go love him.
So...
If you see him, you won't love him, you go like love him, you go love him. If you see him, he be him, you go know.
Please break it down for me.
If you see him, where he be him, you go know.
Okay, so have you seen that that you are talking about?
This question's big.
Hey, Blacko.
Like this question, you big for my top. I don't know how to like answer. It's a very big question. Blacko, what's the kind of your type of woman? And I said I don't have a type of woman.
You said when you see you go love or whatever it is.
And what was the question that I said this to you? What was the question?
What's the question?
That made me say if you see him, you go know.
What's your kind of woman?
Yeah, I said if you see him, you go know. Like I'm just giving like
so have you met her
game. I'm giving a free game to demand them. If you see him, you go know. Make nothing threaten your mind. Make no pressure, no pressure, peer pressure pull you. Say. If you see him, it's a free game I'm giving to the man them, not my reality or something. It's a free game everyone should know. I think you should know too.
How you go know? Is it the intuition?
Yeah, intuition. You go tell you. Yeah. So I don't know. So if I see you already, or if I don't see that one, I don't know. But it's a free game I'm giving to the man them. I don't have a type of woman, but if you see a type of woman.
So you've not met her yet?
I don't know. Okay.
Or your mind no dey there?
Plenty questions.
Oh, black cool.
Plenty questions.
Make you no do that.
I wouldn't love to talk about that, man.
Hey, or black you're in love. The way you behave.
In love with who? Yeah, tell me. I'd love to know. Because you guys ask these questions like you.
We want to know,
No.
We just want to know.
I don't have a girlfriend.
You don't have a girlfriend.
I think that's what you want to know.
You are denying, or should we believe?
Denying who? That's what I'm saying. You're asking me this question like you know. So like, let me know if you know my girlfriend. Let me know. Let me see.
Okay. So how do you handle female fans?
I do reply to their DMs. Say hi, like I liked stuff, their stories, and reply to their, like some congratulate me, like yeah, black or this, and like some send prayers and stuff. Yeah, those varieties of messages, like just reply to them. Thank you, love you, bless you. Thank you, love you, bless you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
and they'll tell you. I feel more fun than they could tell you.
Yeah, we hear you if you say so. If you had to date any female celebrity, who will it be?
I don't have a celebrity crush. Yeah.
Ghana internationally.
I have a celebrity crush.
Blacko wants to come clean. Yeah, tell why.
Come clean as in.
We are currently on this segment. We are going to be playing some game here. You have to pick, and then you ask whatever question, you answer whatever question that you choose. Sorry for that.
Front or back? Hey, Charlie, what be that? What be front or back? What be front or back?
Front or back? Are you a boobs person or you an ass person?
We're women, boobs and ass. I didn't like us.
Okay.
Yeah. I didn't like us.
So can I have that?
Yeah. I have front or back.
Sorry?
Yeah, I like this.
What is your manager whispering?
What is the naughtiest thing you've ever done?
Black hole.
You man are trying to be naughty. So the naughtiest thing you've ever done. Can you tell me the meaning of flirt? What's flirt?
Okay, so flirt is like you're not an item or the person. Like you're not seeing the person, but you just like it could come as a compliment. It could just come as you guys are just goofing around.
Yeah, I think I've done that like more than twice. Flirt.
That's the naughtiest you've done.
Yeah.
Flirt.
More than twice. Yeah, flirt.
Black hole.
Like that you don't know that dark flirt song.
Hey.
You don't know that dark flirt. You don't know dark flirt. Yeah, take
no wahala.
Bro.
Black hole. So your last words to your fans.
Yeah, my last words are always appreciation. So I love you guys so much. Thank you for supporting me and my music. Thank you for loving me. Thank you for telling someone about me. It's only up from here, trust me. And I love you guys so much. The tape is coming, and keep supporting Black Hole. I love you. When it's on, then it's on. You can't stop till it's done. Sika dam na me bo. Abranti amasi swo. It's a great smile. Campaign kuana mechi. It's a great smile. It's a great smile. Tida. You go see me for the roadside. Talking to the most high. Wow.
Remember, you know a traveler.
Yeah, you so. Remember, you know a traveler.
The name is Kweku the Hustler. It's been far away chasing.
True word too. Remember, you know a traveler.
Though?
The name is Kweku. Guala. It's like Gualala.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's Guala and La.
Okay.
Guala. Guala is dough.
Oh, it's money.
Guala is dough, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm chasing Guala from time.
Okay, so here's where we wrap up on this edition of Talkatainment. I hope you liked every bit of it. We come your way another time. Until then, stay blessed and stay safe. We are out.
I am at Eden Gardens. And just so you know, this is not the biblical garden that was home to God's first creation of man and woman, Adam and Eve. But right here in Accra, we are presented with a close opportunity to what it felt like to be in such a garden. And that has been made possible by our guests on this week's edition of The Untold here on GhanaWeb TV with me, Eche Atisu. Mrs. Alberta Ekusika Ado is the owner of Eden Gardens, and the interesting thing about her story is that this woman speaks to plants. You want to find out more? Come along with us.
My name is Alberta Ekusika Ado, but I like it when people call me Ekusika because I believe the Sika will one day manifest. It will see on my body. Yeah, so I was born on the 8th of March 1970 to late parents Mr. and Mrs. Amwa Brown of blessed memory.
Her schooling years were filled with a lot of home training as well because, as she says, you cannot run away from family business.
My mom was a caterer, so she really wanted me to help her in the family business, which I didn't want her to. But you know, you can never say no to your mom. So I had to do that. Before then, I really wanted to go to the nursing school, which I couldn't because she really wanted me to help her. So I went to Takoradi Polytechnic. After that, I worked with Panian Tobacco Company for some time. Had my own restaurant on the Agbegblosu Road in the premises of Ahmed Cold Store. That place belonged to Edward Akufo-Addo, the president's brother.
There was so much work at home most of the time, so much that even when she was at the boarding house in school, she needed to return home on weekends to help out.
When I was in Stradwick Secondary School, because my mom is a caterer, a big one of course, every Friday after school, I need to take an exit to come home. When I'm in the boarding house, you will come home every Friday because Saturday you have to go and mount wedding cake. Then Sunday we are cooking for, say, from 200 people, either for lunch or for dinner. Before Sunday evening, I go back to Kaneshi to catch a bus back to school. So that was what was happening. It's not like, you know, sometimes in school over the weekend you have time with friends talking and all that. But for me, yes, we had that time too, so we can go for entertainment and all that. But certain times I need to take Ezia to go home. My mom would even talk to the headmaster that maybe such and such a day, Alberta will have to come home on a Friday, so if you could grant her an exit.
Growing up in a house full of plants, little Ekusika grew up learning many tricks about tending to plants. Her love for plants also naturally came along.
When I was around 7 years old, in my home in Dansoman, we have lots of plants. What we see here is just something small. And being the little girl among the boys, I was the one who would water the plants, prune, cards, do anything that you need to feed the plants with. And I grew up with it. So I remember one day telling my mom, when I grow, I would want my home to be just as I'm seeing our home in Dansoman.
By the time Alberta Ekusika Ado got married, she had already unconsciously set herself up for life.
When I met my husband, we were courting, and I remember telling my mom, when I get my first pay, I'm going to give her money, get somebody to get me flower pots, to mold flower pots for me, which I did about 60 pieces. I was then courting. I didn't even know whether this guy was going to marry me, or even if by the grace of God he got married to me, whether I was going to be in a compound house, a single room. But because I so much love plants, I did 60 pots. So that's by the way. By the grace of God, we got married. And madam, I had a big compound where I fixed all the 60 pots.
Strict as the word can be, Ekusika's mom made sure that no friend of her daughters visited them at home. But the uniqueness of the year 1983 in Ghana's history would change things a little for her.
When there was shortage of food in the country, we were queuing for flour, for maize, for corn, for virtually everything. But as a young girl, how old was I? Around 13 years. And my mother was so strict, we didn't have friends. In fact, nobody comes to the house. So my mom had closed from work. Around 4 p.m., this woman was coming home, and there were so many people in front of our house, lined up. What was happening? This young Ekusika, 13-year-old girl, I don't know what came into me, but I think from the very tender age, it's been me and the Holy Spirit. I got a little, mommy brought sorghum. Yeah, we had a little sorghum, we had flour. I combined both, made some rock bands and scones, baked about 100 or so pieces, and I decided to sell because there was no food anywhere. So I placed this in front of the gate, and people started coming. I was selling, they were buying, I was happy, all smiling. Kids will come, parents will come, fathers, they were just buying. So when my mom got to the gate, she was like, what is happening here? You could tell from her face, she was angry, what is happening? But when she saw what I was doing, she was so happy. And I don't even know whether she carried me, because she was like, hey, Ekusika, eba adwene no be witrim. Wana no ma odama adwene. Erade nhyiraw. De ama enkofo edi ban ma weedi. Inya eyi wo babia. And I was so happy. I was so fulfilled because I was able to put food on the table.
Unlike a foretaste of what her future would look like, Ekusika grew up with a passion that birthed the idea of passion for mother and child.
The Lord inspired me to gather teenage mothers, the privileged, feed them, give them a vocation. And I'm like, teenage mothers and all these things. But before then, I was doing that on my own. I could go to town and I see people, I feel the need to give them money or ask them, come home, I have order on such and such a day, come help me and you get food to eat. I was doing that until one day I was going to the laundry. I'd parked by the roadside, crossed, took the clothes to the laundry. On my way home, I was listening to 88.7. So I came back, sat in the car, started the car, and all I heard was, you don't need any confirmation. I am your confirmation. I looked down, I was scared. So came out of the car, stood beside my car and was like, what is this? For how long will you stand out? I went back into the car and then came home.
It had to take more than a confirmation for her to know that this was indeed something God wanted her to do.
Another time, I was home watching Benny Hinn on telly, and a voice said, change the channel. Which I looked around, there was nobody. So I was now working under instruction. I changed the channel. It kept saying, change it. I kept changing till I got to Metro TV. It was around 11:30 or so a.m. And I heard Amanya Neba, a young girl of 19, being abused, blah, 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 with a child. And the voice says, go for her. I'm like, go for who? This is TV. How will I even do that? Says, go for her. Call and tell them you are interested in the story. I said, yes, boss. But then how do I get the number of Metro TV? I called my son. He got me the number of Metro TV. Immediately I called. I was connected to the the newsroom, and I told them I was interested in the story. They took my number, and within a space of less than an hour or so, I saw myself on telly being interviewed. So we agreed in about 3 days' time, they would take me to where the lady is, somewhere in Aboso, around Kaneshi. So we went, and that was also a big news on Metro TV.
With the help of a number of other professionals, Eku Sika got these young girls together and started training them in vocational skills.
There was this voice that told me, drive to Teshinungwa. So I went out. As I was on the Grader Estate, I took a left turn. Then I saw house for rent. I drove in there, spoke to the guys, and it was just a smooth deal. I took the place, started with a few girls I had, the one from Metro News, and a few people, and by word of mouth, people who came to hear, people who saw what happened on Metro TV, started bringing people. So I trained them in catering because I'm a caterer. I got people who were fashion designers and hairdressers. So we started at Teshi First Junction, opposite the Electoral Commission, for over 7 years. And after that, I went to Gempa to do some NGO courses, management courses, so I could manage the NGO well. It won't be like you are just doing it anyhow. You have to manage things properly. You have to do it and do it well. So I went to Gempa, did few courses. I've been there for three occasions. NGO management. I've forgotten the courses, but I did all that, which I have all the certificates there, so that it won't be like you've gathered girls and then giving them home training. No, not just home training. There has to be a book knowledge as well. You have to learn and learn well so that you know what you are doing. Learning advocacy and several of those things. Yes.
When COVID-19 hit in 2020, like many businesses, things with passion for mother and child also took a little dip, but it was also another great breakthrough for her.
On the 14th of March 2020, there was a lockdown. So we're not able to go to meet in our training center. I wasn't going anywhere. I was stuck at home. Then, like Steve Jobs once said in an interview or a speech given to one university, he said, you cannot connect things in the future, but you can connect things from your past. So I connected all these plans, all the works I've been doing since I was home. I was not going anywhere. I now got time for my plans.
Now, let's call her the woman who talks to plants. With every research she did into plants, unconsciously, she was building a business so much that she sometimes forgets to eat while doing it.
So I wake up early in the morning, do my house chores, then I come and sit in my garden, clean, prune, just like I was doing when I was 7 years old. Then I will start talking to my plant. You are beautiful. I like the way you are. I like the colors. Oh, how can one plant have 3 colors? So I was just admiring nature. And the Lord started talking to me. This is an oxygen plant. It can do this for you. It can do that. So I got so much interested in it, and all my time was always in the garden. So I'll take the picture, post on my status, some on my Facebook, do a research, talk about this. Maybe this is called Sansevieria, another name, mother-in-law's tongue. Then I'll just go find out why mother-in-law's tongue. And one says, I beg you, anyone listening to me, they said, the mother-in-laws, their mouths are sharp, their tongues are sharp. So that is then I'm like, wow, this is funny. So I'll just get the name, the fan. This is Zizi, this is Red Beauty. You see, I started learning the names so I could post them on my status. People got interested. Then they'll ask, can I get something for my hall? Can I get something for my bedroom? Which one do you think is okay for the bathroom for this? And we kept going. It got interesting. So every day you see me here working at nurseries looking for new plants, and I was so fulfilled. That was my passion. That was my heart, because I can come here in the morning, say 8 o'clock. I will be here till 6 p.m. My husband will have visitors and they are like, do you sell them? I said, yes. Can I have this one? I sell them. So I started going to the Volta region, buying pots and working with them. So,
but there was more that her plants garden was given that she never knew herself until this woman walked in one day.
I went outside the gate to just admire the pots I've arranged outside. And this woman was coming. She was like, oh, madam, do you know the one selling this pot? I was like, it's me. Just, oh, okay. I've been passing here every day. I want to stop, but because on the roadside, I'm scared of the trucks that are passing. And I'm like, you can come and park in my house. And he said, no, I've parked behind your house. So I walked her in, because I have lots of pots in the house too. So she just looked through what we have in there and we came in. Immediately she entered, she was so happy and was like, wow, you have a beautiful home. Can I sit? I said yes. She sat and I took her through the plants. What is this? What is that? She was so happy. And she was like, who are you? What do you do? I'm like, ma'am, please, I don't understand. How do you mean? She said, when I was coming, I wasn't feeling well. I had this terrible headache. And as I started, I even wanted to ask if you could give me a paracetamol. But just as you spoke with me, the way you are so passionate about the plants and talking about them, I felt something just leave me. That's why I asked, who are you? I'm like, I'm a praying woman. and I believe in what I do. So I prayed with this woman. She was so happy, started jumping. I'm healed, I'm healed. I'm like, God, I thank you. She took my number that she will call immediately she gets home. And that was the end of that woman. I didn't hear from her. There was no call, and I've never seen her to date. Could that be an angel who came to tell me what you are doing is good, so continue on doing it?
Another woman also shared her experience about how these plants did more than beautify her home.
This lady, she's also a journalist. I don't want to mention her name. She called me one day and was like, Mommy, I took my little boy to the hospital, and this doctor, an Indian, said, you need to put a plant in your son's bedroom by the side so he could inhale this oxygen. It's going to improve his health. Immediately, she remembered me and called me in front of the doctor. So truly, I made the beautiful pot of Sansevieria, another name for snake plant. It has nothing to do with snake. It's just the design. I have one over there. It's just the design in it, right? That is what looks like a snake, but it has nothing to do with snake. Because the little boy was just around 4 or 5 years, I put decorative pieces around it. And to the glory of God, the mother came back to give a testimony to the extent that it went to bridge their marriage. It went to put their marriage together. And I was happy.
And then it was her husband and how he got healed from the effects of these same plants.
I'm so happy here. I'm so happy. And was it 2 years ago or so, COVID, my husband was attacked by this same COVID, which landed him in ICU. It was such a terrible moment. People around him were dying. I lost my cousin, late Ejakon's wife, Auntie Nana. I'll say it's my cousin or my auntie. We lost Sister Nana. But by the grace of God, and I believe by what I do, because I know taking care of orphans, the needy, is the heartbeat of Christ. So if you are able to do such, God gives you long life, and always sitting in nature, admiring and inhaling it. When my husband got back home from ICU, every morning, 5 a.m., he will come and sit in the garden, taking his tea, reading his book, having his meetings, all in the garden. And he so much enjoyed it. The breeze, the air that will just be going up and down all around him, just brought the healing speedily. He really enjoyed it, I must say. It was what brought about his healing. And I'm happy. Because I get most people, Mommy, can I come around? I feel terrible. I have this issue in my marriage. Can I come around? I want us to sit in the garden and then we talk about it. I'm like, yes, come, because I love to do that. And Charlie, the feedback I get is so fulfilling. So that is what has brought us here today.
Like everything in life, her work with these young ladies has had its own share of challenges.
Then somebody will ask, so have you forgotten about the teenage mothers? No, I had not forgotten about them. We always met on, we had a platform where we chat, we do our devotions and everything on platform. Sometimes I invite them to come over, we had a chat, but one of my facilitators had a place, so all the girls are there. I visit them, we talk, we continue with the school, we continue with all the advisors. So far it's been good. In Passion for Mother and Child, when the girls come, there's no any follow-up. No parent of theirs come to say, hey, Mame, we are in Teshi, so they usually speak Ofane, Imbile Bake Miake, O Chonle Ni no Hame, Ni, oh you are done. We don't hear things like that. No. I've never. But when you share the food and they take home, then they will call, Ofane, you are done. I said, Asida Yenya Media, because my guy is not very good. So you see, the same way we connected the dot from the past, what I did, that is what now I'm feeding people.
And why does she talk to her plants? Eku Sika tells us the story.
So I continue on talking to the plants. I would come, talk to you, admire, and most especially when I work for any client, and the person is going, or we are supposed to pack the things in the car, I go close to the plant and I talk to them. I tell them, as you are going, let there be peace in that home. If there's any marital issue, go and solve that issue. Because you are living, and in the Garden of Eden was a peaceful place, go and do same. And the report I get from the client was so amazing, and it kept me going. It kept me going.
Why the name Eden Garden?
I decided to name it Eden because it was fulfilling. I had so much fulfillment here, the passion, the joy. People will come and they give testimony.
Eku Sika tells us about some of the names of these plants and their significance.
This is the snake plant with the botanical name Sansevieria. Right? So these ones, it's good for your bathroom, it's good for your living room. It can go anywhere. It serves all purpose. Have all these. These are all fern. This is monstera. If you have this in your home, why wouldn't you love nature? Why wouldn't your love for God increase? He's a wonderful God. See the wonders of his hands. See, holes in plants. It's so amazing. This is another kind of phobia. It's another kind of phobia. That is aloe vera. It has several uses for the hair, for face, for bangs, for smoothing your face. You won't go wrong with aloe vera. Yeah. That's ready to be delivered. I need help, please. So this is the final work. This is our final work. What a thing of beauty. Isn't it beautiful? So that is our red beauty. Living Eden Gardens to its final place. And like I always do, as they are leaving my hands and my home, I say a word of prayer. As you live here, may the Lord go with you. May you bring peace in your new home. May you bring beauty and love, just as you are so colorful, so nice and natural. Every marriage in that home, let it be so. Go and glow as the leaves are glowing. Let there be peace. Let there be joy. Let there be abundance of everything. In the name of the Father, the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Amen. And that's how we bring a wrap to this week's edition of The Untold here on GhanaWeb TV with our guest, Mrs. Alberta Eku Sika Addo. Thank you once again for joining us. As always, remember, there's news for you when you log on to www.ghanaweb.com And as always, be kind to one another. I'll tell you why I'm excited in a short while, but welcome to this episode of People and Places here on GhanaWeb TV. My name is Eche Atisu, and as you can tell, I'm not your regular host. I'm sitting in for Wanda Ami Hagan, and that's because we just ambushed an interesting guest who we are going to speak to shortly. Ibrahim Mahama is an artist, not the Ibrahim Mahama you know, not the brother of the former president of Ghana. No, this is Ibrahim Mahama, the artist. We're going to understand all the interesting bits about the person he is as Ibrahim Mahama, and we'll do that shortly. So how about you join us? Let's hear the story of this philanthropist, this amazing artist who sold Ghana to other parts of the world, and also, of course, placed Ghana also on the world's map. Welcome once again to this week's People and Places here on GhanaWeb TV. Let's take you into the story now. So welcome again to People and Places here on GhanaWeb TV. I'm going to read out something. This is a very, very interesting profile. It says, third most influential African, owns 6 aircrafts from the sale of his artwork, is a founder and director for the Savannah Center for Contemporary Art, Tamale, amongst others.
Yeah.
Ibrahim, are these all true about you?
Yes, they are.
That's such an interesting profile, short as it may seem like. And I'm standing, if I may say, in front of a billionaire.
Oh.
Is that a good or an accurate description of the kind of person you are?
Oh no, for me, I think wealth is about redistribution.
Yeah.
If you are able to make money off the living that you have, at least they should be able to influence the lives of other people. Yeah. So for me, it's always been very important to rechannel the capital that I raised through my work in order to be able to create spaces that can influence at least a younger generation. So I think for me, that's where the wealth is in. Yeah.
But is it true that you sold an artwork for $1 million?
Yeah, even more, like in the last couple of years, because as artists we earn money through our work, through different things. Either we're teaching abroad, or we're working on exhibition projects, or we're producing commissions for museums around the world, or things like that. Yeah, but for me the question is, how does that really reflect on the system here, the creative art system?
Okay.
Yeah, so that's where for me the question is. If you have $1 million sitting in your bank account, what does it do? Nothing, you know. But if you create an institution which can influence the next generation of, let's say, creatives or whatever, then you're creating more wealth in the future, so, or even much greater wealth. So for me, that is where the thing really lies.
You spoke about institutions and all that. We'll come to a lot of all those things. But your name, Ibrahim Mahama, are you not confused with the other Ibrahim Mahama that we know, the brother of the former president of Ghana? Have you ever had such encounters?
Well, actually, interestingly enough, for the first time we met today.
Oh, today?
Just today. Just for the first time we met.
Oh,
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, but
how did that go for you? 2 Ibrahim Mahamas meeting?
It was interesting. I think that he's one of the most generous people I've ever met, and we had such beautiful conversation. you know. I don't necessarily think, you know, sometimes people always confuse. I think the problem is that because he's known to be Ibrahim Mahama, the brother of John Mahama, and also like being rich, a lot of people don't really take time to know him as a person, the person that he is, you know. So today when I met him, it wasn't so long, but at least you really get a glimpse of someone in terms of their honesty and all that. I thought it was actually quite interesting. And people always confuse because I've traveled to places, slept in hotels and all that, and people who were working in the hotels thought I was Mr. Ibrahim Mahama. And I always said, just call me Ibrahim Mahama. Okay. When you see him, you can call him Mr. Ibrahim Mahama.
Well, we'll precede yours, or we'll add the artist part to your name. You mentioned the other Ibrahim Mahama. We might get the opportunity to speak to him some other time, but let's get to know you. What's your story? Where were you born? Where did you grow up? Who is Ibrahim Mahama, the artist?
Yeah, well, it's such a simple story. I was born in Tamale in 1987, June 20th. Okay. And I come from a very big family. Part of my family migrated to Accra to live with my mom and my immediate siblings. And yeah, so from 1989, I guess, live in Accra, went to various schools, mostly Catholic schools. Secondary school, decided to do arts, so went to Pope John Secondary. And then afterwards, KNUST, pursued art again till I was done. I did painting and sculpture in the undergrad. And I met some people that really influenced my thinking, like some of our professors, caricature and so on. And right after school, I did my service at the Autism Center in Accra. Okay. And after that, I said, during that period, I said, I would really love to go back to school immediately, you know. It was around the time that the government was beginning to cancel this idea of supporting students, like the subsidy for students at the tertiary level. So when I started my master's, the amount of money that we paid for the fee, it was low. It was, I think, my 2 years in KNUST doing my master's. If I can accumulate everything with the bursary and everything, I paid almost like $200 for my entire master's degree, whereas people are paying like 100,000 in New York and other places. So for me, that was very important. And then subsequently decided to go and do my PhD. But between that time, I had an opportunity to do exhibitions in London, and then that took off, and then I
We'll get to London, we'll get to all the other big places. You quickly mentioned the kind of upbringing and all that. Are you the kind of child that we can describe as having been born with a silver spoon, whether it was a golden spoon? I don't know what kind of spoon you were born in your mouth. Because if we look at your life today, someone will wonder, are you one of those sport kids? You just mentioned you were born in Tamale, but are you one of those quote and unquote sport kids?
No.
Would you consider yourself one?
Not at all. I was a very gentle kid, actually, very relaxed. I wasn't wild as a child at all. Yeah, not at all. So the thing is that my father is such a strict man. So there was no child in our family that could be a spoiled child. And also my father, though, when we were growing up, he was quite well-to-do, but he was also very interested in how he could take care of the general larger family. So he would spend a lot of his money actually educating children, like creating, like supporting institutions and things like that. And I think I learned quite a lot from that. So you can't be spoiled when you grow up in a family like that. So for me, I think I rather learned to be humble and modest from it.
That's interesting. Yeah. I know that you have been able to learn a lot of these things, like you just rightly said, from your father. Yeah. I just want to know, how does it feel like when you look back at your life and all the things that you might have learned, the places you've been up to this point? Do you think that there are any major or significant things about your growing up years that informed the kind of thing you do today?
Well, I think my Kumasi, if I would say,
when you were in university,
was the most significant point in my life. I will say that every time I talk, I always mention Kumasi, because the kind of people that I met at the university, both professors and also colleagues, were so important and pivotal to my thinking. You know, you meet people who are thinking more about the future than the present, or people who are concerned about the past and thinking about how we can make informed decisions that can influence, let's say, the shape of the future and things like that. So Kumasi, like in terms of studying, like in the Department of Painting and Sculpture, and meeting people like Kisi Edubuafo or Caricature or George Amprechum, Dorothy and others, or my colleagues Bernard Akwe Jackson and Selam Kuji, who were very interested in theory or interested in new responsible ways of thinking or working. That is one of the things that has been lost for a long time within the creative art industry, because sometimes people think it's all about talent. Oh, I can make good music, I can make hits, blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, it comes flat, because if it cannot evolve the society and also allow for a lot more people coming into it to be responsible, because you and I, if we belong to an industry, we should be able to take responsibility for it, or to be able to do things that somehow reshape it. And for me, Kumasi was a gift in a way. I don't know what would have happened, and maybe we have to thank Kwame Nkrumah for somehow really believing
giving us KNUST.
Yes, KNUST.
All right, the story about Ibrahim Mahama is only starting now. We're going on a short break. Enam is going to bring us a segment we call Facts About Ghana. When we come back, we'll continue this story with Ibrahim Mahama, the artist.
From the dawn of time, people have engaged in several businesses. With the onset of technology and innovation, life has relatively been made easier. By using debit or credit cards,
mobile banking.
Thank you. And your favorite, mobile money?
Tech has indeed married business. On BizTech, we spend time with faces behind known and upcoming businesses in the country.
Learn more about the new technologies and innovation,
as well as find out about the trending issues in the world of business.
Join us as we serve you with a variety of compelling interviews, projects and others right here on GhanaWeb TV.
And now, let's learn something interesting about Ghana. The first European settlement on the Gold Coast was the Portuguese in 1471. They came to the country purposely for increased trade and eventually acquired slaves and gold in trade for European goods such as metal knives and guns, among others. That's all for this week on Facts About Ghana. Until next time, let's get back and learn more with Wanda and her guests.
Welcome back from that short break. We're still here with our guest for this week's episode of People and Places here on GhanaWeb TV, and I'm sitting in for your regular host, Wanda Amihegan. Our guest is Ibrahim Mahama. Ibrahim, yes. Now let's get to understand your work. How long have you been doing arts?
I think actively since 2014, like internationally. But I was making art as a student at the university.
That appears like a short time, but you've made such a huge impact in that short time.
Yes, yeah. Sometimes I even wonder, like when I look back into the trajectory of my work, it looks like I've been working for such a long time, but it's only been 8 years now.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Do you remember that first artwork you did?
Yeah.
Tell us about it.
Well, when I was in secondary school, I was always very much interested in like experimentation, things like that. So I remember I used to make these plaster casts of like people's bodies, like faces or things like that. Later on at the university, that's what I would have developed. That's what I developed then onto like making these like huge public monuments and installations and things like that. It always felt so good to be able to produce a work of art that wasn't very conventional. At least within the context of Ghana, when you made a work like that, we're like, but this thing, what are we going to do with it?
Exactly.
Yeah, but for me, that was what was interesting. Yeah. Yeah.
That was your first work.
Yes.
Today, you've sold how many artworks? Can you remember?
I can't really recount, but there have been quite some good works that I've sold to museums through my galleries and all that, museums around the world. But then again, I also keep a greater part of the works that I produce as an artist, because I would want the history and the legacy of my work to be in this country, so that at least young people who are growing up and also children who are going to be born in the future wouldn't have to struggle too much to think about the legacy of an artist's work outside his home country. Yeah.
Okay, but how about that artwork? Because you are known for the art. What was that artwork that put you on the global stage?
In 2015, there's an arts exhibition that happens in Venice every 2 years. It's called the Venice Biennial. The Ghanaian architect David Ajayi, who's working on the cathedral, he was an architect working on that project at the time with a friend of his, Okwin Wezo, who's this Nigerian curator, was based in Munich. That was the first time a black director had been invited to this exhibition, and it's like the World Cup. Ghana participated in it for the first time 3 years ago, which David Ajayi designed, and then we participated again this year with another architect together with Nano Furiata. But it was very important, this exhibition, because when you normally show in an exhibition like this, it's like the World Cup.
Yeah.
Everyone comes to see the best art from around the world. And there I was, a young student from KNUST. I was just barely finishing my master's, and I've been invited. And normally you are invited to that exhibition when you're at the peak of your career, or you're really doing something. But I was just a student, and I was the first Ghanaian living and working in Ghana invited to this exhibition of 120 years. So it was a big deal. And I went there, and then I put up like the biggest artwork that had ever been shown in the exhibition. So everyone was like, but who is this guy from Ghana, blah, blah, blah. Like, he came out from nowhere. So it was from then, it just,
skyrocketed.
Yes, skyrocketed. Yeah.
And that artwork was which particular one? What was the name of that artwork?
The title of the work was called Out of Bounds.
It was
actually inspired by a work that I did in Kumasi at the railway between, the old Edum, the police station. There's this old colonial bridge there.
Okay.
And then the urban roads also built a new one, I think, with the Turkish government. So I wrapped those two in these jute sacks that I was working on in the beginning. And on the new bridge, they had written all these signs, out of bounds, out of bounds. Now, things and objects also accumulate history. And you can transfer that history from a building to people.
Okay.
So for me, I've always thought that it's important. So when I look for things, I want things that actually have certain histories that we can all go back and learn from, or be able to at least use in a very different way. So that's just the short of it. Yeah.
It's very interesting. I want us to know, you are a young man, no doubt about that. How many other young people, and how are you inspiring or motivating other young people to follow in the kind of things or the artwork that you do?
Well, I try to motivate and inspire other artists or mentor them from the university and also around. I always get emails and calls from artists younger who are working on project things. So how did you do this? Like, what can we do differently because of the way I think and work? Through the institution in Tamale, I've also employed younger artists to work with, so that at least in thinking, because there are people who maybe studied from the same place that you came from. In the thinking, you want to be able to produce something that also can expand all of us, our collective thinking and things like that. The institution was also focused on inspiring young people. So for instance, in the last 2 days, there's a young Ghanaian female pilot. Her name is Audrey Watson. She flies for Passion Air. She came to Tamale for a break, and then she was staying with us within the institution. And then we organized a workshop where we brought in students from high school, from primary schools and all that, where she spoke to them about her work as a pilot. We even went into the aircraft, and then she showed them how the instruments work and things like that. And aside that, also we go out of our way to fund buses that goes to communities and brings young people to the institutions for workshops, drone classes, and all kinds of robotics and all kinds of other things. It's really important that the work that we do helps to transform, let's say, the ideological values, mindset of another generation. That's the only way we can change this country for good. Yeah, so, yeah.
I'm asking this question for some of my colleagues in the newsroom, the ladies more especially. They want to know, are you married?
What's
your family life like?
I was just laughing like a killer right now.
But tell us, are you married?
Not yet, but now I'm going to get married. I think next year, the beginning of next year, I will get married.
Is it pressure?
No, it's not pressure.
Okay.
I met someone that
I
really like, that I think that I'm going to settle with. So, I think it has to happen, because at some point, what's all of this work for?
Exactly.
Yeah, if you can share it with someone. And also, the idea of being in a relationship is a struggle. Yeah, so for me, for a long time, I'd always put more energy into my
And especially
work.
for you, travel around a
Yes,
lot.
Exactly.
So having made this choice must have been okay.
Yeah, it's not an easy one, but then it's a necessary one.
Okay.
And it's an important one that should have happened a long time ago. Yeah, we are old men. Come on, we shouldn't be we shouldn't be doing this at this point in time. You don't want to be 40 years old and now have children, you know. Yeah, so for me, it's very important that we do that, because when you also have children, when you put yourself in a family way and you have children, you can also inspire them, because if you're thinking and working within a certain manner, it means that you could also, even if you're adopting children or whatever, you can inspire, you can have someone close to you that you can somehow inspire one day that can also think. It doesn't mean they come to inherit your work or anything, but at least there are people who can be close to you that you can also influence. So I think it's very important that we do this.
Before we let you go, tell us what you think about the future. What do you think we can be doing to help the arts industry personally, and then for every one of us, what do you think we can all do to contribute to that?
Well, I think we have to take responsibility, simply. Because there are a lot of people within the industry who like to point fingers, like say, oh, but this is not happening, that is not happening. But you look at their work and realize that, oh, they are living and doing well from their work. So it's more or less about you realizing the significant potentials that exist within the industry. First, from within ourselves, as practitioners within the industry. Of course, there are a lot of people who don't have the opportunity to be able to earn as other people do within the industry. But once you earn a certain amount, I think that you should also think about how that earning can go a long way to influence or open up the industry. And secondly, also, I think it's also to the government and to the states, because they also have a greater part to play within this responsibility. I think there's so much rhetoric, and sometimes when a lot of young people take up roles to be responsible and do things, it sometimes rather feels like we're rather being punished than being paid attention to and things like that. So it's very important that the government also is sensitive enough to realize the significant work that is being done by people around, and then contribute to it, and also create forum, like a young people's forum where people can contribute ideas, because at the end of the day, we are the ones who are going to inherit the future. So what use is it if we cannot make any inputs into it or design things that would be beneficial to us and also those that come after us? So we all have a role to play, honestly, and we just have to learn to do it honestly and also with some sense of dignity.
Ibrahim, thank you very much.
Oh, thank you very much.
Thank you. And this was just an ambushing of Ibrahim, and we're glad that at least he's been able to share some of his life skills, his life experiences with us. So thank you once again for joining us. And this has been People and Places here on GhanaWeb TV. I've just been sitting in for your regular host, Wanda Mihegan. You can always catch more of our news and other stuff on GhanaWeb when you visit www.ghanaweb.com. Until the next episode, be safe.
And we'll begin with urgent questions. Urgent questions. Yes.
Speaker, we've had some engagements, leadership, and instead of taking questions, with your leave, we will want to vary order of business and take statements, commemorative statement by the Minister for Lands, and because of the national event coming up on Friday, so that we'll take a statement from the Minister, after which we'll revert back to questions. So that with your leave, Ahmed. Mami Wiewe. Let me finish. Mr. Speaker, as was discussed at conclave, I strongly believe that a word has been given to you by the Right Honourable Speaker that we must take these statements and the work that is going to be done on Friday very seriously. Mr. Speaker, that being the case, and based on the agreement that we had this morning, it will be wrong for me to come to the plenary and differ from what has been agreed upon. But it's unfortunate we spent the time. We agreed that we're going to take the statement during the prime time. It's almost 12 o'clock. So if the variation is coming for us to take the statement, Mr. Speaker, I think it's in order. So based on that, we agree.
Very well. Honorable members, yesterday, the Honorable Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, he was here and gave us a wonderful speech. Today, he's all here again to talk on the 2022 edition of Green Ghana. He is the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources and Member of Parliament for Damango. Yesterday, he responded to Rosewood Member of Parliament. So, Honourable Minister, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity to make this statement as we approach the 2022 edition of the Green Ghana Day. Mr. Speaker, in 2 days' time, specifically on Friday, June 10th, 2022, the President of the Republic, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, will be leading the entire nation to plant at least 20 million trees across the country as part of our aggressive afforestation and reforestation program to restore our lost forest cover and contribute to global climate action. Let me, at the outset, thank you, Right Honourable Speaker, and honourable members of this august House for your enthusiasm and support during the maiden edition of the Green Ghana Day, held on June 11th, 2021, which contributed immensely to the success of the day. I am informed, Mr. Speaker, that just like last year, this House is prepared to support our efforts on June 10th, Friday, by leading their various constituencies in the tree planting exercise. Mr. Speaker, let me also thank this august House for its continuous support to my modest self and the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources in our quest to ensure the efficient and responsible management and exploitation of our lands and natural resources. Undoubtedly, Mr. Speaker, the fiduciary duty of managing the lands and natural resources of our country is an onerous one, but this House has continued to lend us its support in the discharge of this arduous duty. I am extremely grateful for this kind consideration. Mr. Speaker, climate crisis is reaching a tipping point. According to the experts, greenhouse gas emissions are at their highest levels in 2 million years, and they continue to rise. The Earth is now 1.1 degrees Celsius warmer than it was in the late 1800s, with the last decade being the warmest period. Ice in the Antarctic and glaciers are melting. Rain patterns are changing. Rivers and streams are drying up, and temperatures are rising. Mr. Speaker, here in our own country, the Ghana Meteorological Agency reports that Ghana has experienced more than 1 degree Celsius increase in temperature in the last 3 decades. The effect of this on our daily lives are obvious. tidal waves sweeping over coastal communities, frequent droughts, perennial floods, temperature rise, erratic rainfall patterns, food insecurity, poverty, among others. According to the International Panel on Climate Change, limiting global temperature rise to 1.5 degrees Celsius is necessary to avoid the worst impacts of climate change and maintain a livable climate. But at the current rate, global warming is projected to reach 3.2 degrees Celsius by the end of the century. The good news, Mr. Speaker, is that we have a solution which is within our reach. That is forests, referred to as, quote, the lungs of the earth, end quote. Forests play a crucial role in the sustainability of our planet and our survival by absorbing carbon dioxide and contributing to emission reduction. Regrettably, however, the world's forests are depleting at an alarming rate. Globally, it is estimated that the world loses 150 acres of rainforest every single minute. That translates to over 200,000 acres a day and almost 79 million acres a year. The Amazon is said to be vanishing at a rate of 20,000 square miles a year and could be lost in the next 50 years if nothing is done. Here in our country, we have lost over 8 million hectares of our forest cover since 1900. It is to reverse this disturbing trend that in 2021, the President of the Republic launched the Green Ghana project as part of an aggressive afforestation and reforestation program. The key objectives of the project are to create enhanced national awareness of the necessity for collective action towards restoration of degraded landscapes in the country, inculcate values of planting and nurturing of trees in the youth, mitigate climate change, and beautify our communities and environment. Mr. Speaker, on the maiden edition of the Green Ghana Day last year, with the support of honorable members of this august house and all Ghanaians, as well as residents in Ghana, we planted over 7 million trees, exceeding our target of 5 million trees. Reports from the Forestry Commission indicate that 80% of these trees have survived and are doing very well. This year, Mr. Speaker, our commitment is to plant at least 20 million trees across the country on June 10, 2022, the Green Ghana Day. Based on lessons from the maiden edition, we have adopted a two-pronged strategy to achieve this target. The first is to plant 10 million seedlings in degraded forest reserves in compartments. We encourage corporate Ghana and other organizations to adopt forest compartments for planting, and we will brand them. These compartments in the names of these organizations, and same can be reported either as part of their corporate social responsibility or as offset for their carbon footprints. The remaining 10 million seedlings will be planted outside forest reserves, particularly around farms, degraded watershed areas, boundaries, office compounds, and sites within communities, including parks, roadsides, homes, churches, mosques, and schools. We have allocated to each of the 16 regions planting targets, and seedlings can be found at the offices of the Forestry Commission, Metropolitan and District Assemblies, as well as other public places. Mr. Speaker, this year's Green Ghana Day, Ahafo region is expected to plant 1 million seedlings. Ashanti, 3.5 million seedlings. Bono, 1 million seedlings. Bono East, 1.2 million seedlings. Central region, 1.5 million seedlings. Eastern region, 2 million seedlings. Greater Accra, 2.5 million seedlings. Northeast, 500,000 seedlings. Northern region, 1 million seedlings. Oti, 600,000 seedlings. Savannah, 1 million seedlings. Upper East, 600,000 seedlings. Upper West, 600,000 seedlings. Volta region, 500,000 seedlings. Western, 1 million seedlings. Western North, 1.5 million seedlings. Mr. Speaker, on that day, the President of the Republic, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, will kickstart the nationwide exercise by planting at the Ifua Sutherland Park here in Accra. The Vice President will plant in Tamale. Mr. Speaker, your distinguished self, as Second Deputy Speaker, will, on behalf of Right Honourable Speaker, plant within the presence of Parliament, and my Lord the Chief Justice will plant within the presence of the Supreme Court. Mr. Speaker, other eminent Ghanaians will be planting across the country, including former President John Ajekum Kufuor, who will be planting in Gumua in Suam, and former President John Dramani Mahama, who will be planting in Accra. His Majesty the Asante Here will plant in Kumasi, and His Majesty the Yana will plant in Yendi. His Eminence the National Chief Imam and other eminent clergy will also be planting across the country. Mr. Speaker, I will witness Mr. President planting at the Ifua Sutherland Park and later join the British High Commissioner, Her Excellency Harriet Thompson, and other British citizens to plant in the Achimota Forest in commemoration of the Platinum Jubilee of the Ascension of Her Majesty, Queen Elizabeth II. Mr. Speaker, let me use this opportunity to call on all honorable members, corporate Ghana, traditional leaders, entrepreneurs, teachers, nurses, doctors, lawyers, judges, students, religious leaders, traders, civil servants, public servants, members of the diplomatic corps, and indeed every person living in Ghana, as well as those visiting Ghana on Green Ghana Day, to join hands with us to plant at least 20 million trees. Mr. Speaker, we encourage everyone to pick seedlings from the nearest point. Plant it, take a picture, post it with the hashtag quote, Green Ghana end quote, and nurture the tree to maturity. Mr. Speaker, the rate of deforestation and forest degradation remains alarming, and there is an urgent need to continue the vigorous interventions to reverse this trend of depletion. Deforestation and forest degradation continue to be the greatest threat to sustainable natural resources management and its dire consequences on lives and livelihoods. As we count down to the Green Ghana Day, June 10th, 2022, I respectfully call on all and sundry to rally behind government, the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources, the Forestry Commission, and other partners and stakeholders to make the Green Ghana Day a resounding success. We have a collective responsibility as a people to lead future generations and their communities with richer, better, and more valuable forests and wildlife endowment than we inherited. Mr. Speaker, the forest sector offers us fast, reliable, and empirical evidence-based actions to mitigate climate change. We must therefore make a concerted effort to safeguard our forests. The world has no time, and Ghana has none either. Let all citizens of the world and those of our beloved country be reminded of the prophetic words of the celebrated and far-sighted American patriot Martin Luther King Jr. and be called upon to act with what he referred to as, quote, the fierce urgency of now, end quote. Together, let us build a greener future. Green Ghana, let's go planting. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. You have to... Yes. Ranking would like to start the contribution. What about the chairman of the committee? Very well. So let me start with the ranking of the...
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity to contribute. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity to contribute to this statement about Green Ghana, which comes off June 10, 2022, this year. Mr. Speaker, I'm happy the Minister has come here, as he did last year, to ask for the support of the Ghanaian public and to give us a procedural approach in which the Green Ghana Day is going to be performed. Mr. Speaker, I just hope and pray that the Minister has enough information to give us about what happened last year. we are definitely going to invite him to come back here and report to us what happened in the last year when so much was invested in planting 10 million trees. Mr. Speaker, this year we are supposed to be planting 20 million trees. It is a lot of investment in energy, in time, in resources, and there's a need for us to do as much as we can, and also to report back to the people of Ghana what we have done on that day, and whether to ensure and whether what we have done will yield some fruits. Mr. Speaker, let me also say that as we send signals to the people of Ghana that we are fighting against climate change, let us also send a signal to them that what we have today we are protecting. In other words, we don't want to hear a situation where forest reserves are given out without due process and also without the consent of the greater majority of people in Ghana. It's very important that we don't send that signals out. Mr. Speaker, the reserve lands in this country are as a result of what people did, leadership did in the last regimes. And so these regimes should both protect them and to create value in the present situation. It is important for us, and it's going to be our effort in sustaining the fight against climate change. Climate change is not a good thing. It is devastating the land, it's creating a future for us which we cannot account for because of the large impact it's going to create on us. It is therefore important that measures are taken, and this measure is a key measure which we support. And I keep telling the minister and to all of us that as long as we do the right things, as long as our effort is to protect the environment and protect the lands and make sure the right things are done, we definitely will go along with you. But as long as you go back on the same promises, we will definitely show our against to you. Mr. Speaker, there are two ways by which we want to fight climate change in this country. One is about the fact that we want to abate the situation. In other words, we will make sure that in trying to fight climate change, we do everything that we can to keep in confidence the land, the resources, everything that will make sure that we maintain a certain level of vegetation in the land, we maintain a certain conduct that will not destroy the vegetation so that we can move along in that direction. The second one is to make sure that we adapt to the inevitable that is coming. Climate change is because we are unable to protect the use of certain resources which we are using now. We run factories, we run vehicles, we do all the kinds of things that go to destroy the environment. So we need to adapt to them. Those circumstances are also very necessary. So these two are key. And in the first one, we are doing well, and that is that we are planting trees. In the second one, we are here to make sure we fight against the
honorable members, you have 3 minutes.
Yeah, we fight against emission of gases. So, Mr. Speaker, we will thank the minister for this. We will assure him of our support. We will assure him that we will go and plant the trees. But we are asking him to make sure that in doing all these things, he doesn't send wrong signals to the public that we don't care about the reserves. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. Yes. Asoko, I'll come to you. Let me give first to the chairman of the Constitution, honorable member for Santiago Central.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Chairman, it's 3 minutes, please. Yeah, I mean, it's 3 minutes.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Let me commend the Honorable Minister for the good work that he is doing. This is a very good government policy, and the minister gives statistics about the report that he is giving. I picked something. He said that there's a decrease of 1% in temperature in Ghana, which is scary. And he goes on to give us an estimation of the temperature loss that we'll be receiving at the end of the century. Mr. Speaker, he emphasizes that the only solution, or one of the good solutions that we have to put in place, is this Green Ghana that the government had actually introduced, and urges members of the House. He cites that very important people and tells us where they will be doing the planting. Save that, Mr. Speaker, he failed to tell us where you would be planting your tree. I would have wanted to join you there. And I saw the Minister of Interior, the Minister of Defense, Honorable Muntaka, etc. I wanted to know where they have been assigned to, but I would entreat you to actually assign yourselves. Mr. Speaker, on 10th of June, I do not know if it's a Republic holiday. We would have to plan something very concrete. I personally, Mr. Speaker, the Cocoa Board, for instance, has supplied seedlings, and I have collected about 8,000 seedlings that I will be planting myself this year. Apart from that, they provide economic trees, and I've collected 100 to also plant. It is surprising, Mr. Speaker, and very interesting that a community from my area, Konongo Zongo, the youth in the Zongo, based on what had happened last year, had actually contacted me, and I led them to the Forestry Commission that they would want the Zongo to be green. And on this Friday, they have collected about 500 trees, some mangoes, some oil palm, coconut trees, and others to plant within Konongo Zongo. Besides that, there's a river in my constituency which is called River Oweri. Through the intervention of this policy, the Forestry Commission, Ajaso, had given us about 7,000 cassia trees and 1,500 bamboo trees to plant at the river banks of the river in order to protect our environment. Mr. Speaker, I urge upon the House that we can actually help. And I actually commend the Minister. He's called on all especially the former presidents of this nation, which means that this is bipartisan approach and we must embrace it. Mr. Speaker, for some time now, around the forest belt, we are not sure of the rainfall pattern because of the decrease in temperature that the Minister mentions. So these are problems that we are confronted with. Now, on the 10th of June, the trees are available. So if we plant them and we do not get any person to supervise them and water them, and we depend on the natural climate, we may not be very successful. So I'll urge the ministry to actually follow up on what they have proposed, that we actually find other means of supporting the tree planting exercise by watering and doing other things, making sure that we get some moisture for these trees that we plant. Again, Mr. Speaker, in concluding, I'll commend the Minister and thank him and urge him to continue with the good work that he is doing. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
let me give to Samdai.
Mr. Speaker, thank you for the opportunity to add my voice to the short statement made by the Minister in charge of lands and natural resources, encouraging us to join him on Friday to participate in the Green Ghana project. Mr. Speaker, I recall that in an answer to a question sometime in March, the Minister came to brief the House on the status of the 3 seedlings that were planted last year and what efforts were being made to protect them so that they can grow into producing the forest cover that we intend them to do. But Mr. Speaker, let me say this, that given the position of the Minister in respect of the Achimota forest matters, I see a clear policy contradiction. How does a minister give away, dismember a whole forest like Achimota, and then come to Parliament and ask us to help us and to help him to plant more? I hope that you want to reconcile these two very contradictory positions. But Mr. Speaker, there's something I want to bring to the attention of the Honorable Minister, and that is that he's aware that our coastal areas are being denuded, as a result of which we are having tidal waves pounding a lot of our communities.
The man said it's sand wind.
You said sand wind, but it is not. So that process of denudation is often natural. And so I want to suggest that in addition to planting tree crops, we should also consider planting coconut seedlings to protect the shoreline. And also, I know that there are some studies. My leader is, Mr. Speaker, can you protect me from my leader? He's hunting me.
He wants you to,
leader, he has not invited you. He has not invited you, leader.
He wants you to will Winneba forever.
Encouraging him to add that the minister should take steps to also discourage sand winning. Once we are planting the coconut, the sand winning must also stop, because that is exposing our people and making them more vulnerable. That's the point I wanted him to add.
Well
since he didn't add, I have added it for him.
Well noted.
Forever.
So, Mr. Speaker, yes,
I'm adding 1 minute to your time.
Thank you very much. Mr. Speaker, I'm also aware that there are some environmental studies on the Volta Basin that suggest that there's some degradation ongoing by way of depletion of our vegetative cover. And therefore, some time may come, it may affect the water levels in the dam. And so as part of the Green Ghana project, I'm also, because I come from the Volta Basin, I suggest that as part of the Green Ghana, he will also focus on encouraging VRA or partner with VRA so that they can also focus on planting a lot of trees in the Volta Basin to cover, to protect the vegetative cover of the area. Mr. Speaker, the other thing I want to touch on is the fact that when we plant the trees, there must be a deliberate policy to protect them, because until about 4, 5, 6 years, they are still at a stage where even if we experience about 6 months of drought and there is bushfire, they can get destroyed. And given the way the background he gave, given the fact that there are climatic changes and issues, next year we may experience some drought. And if we do so, there should be a way of protecting the seedlings that we are seeking to plant today so that they are not consumed in the wild bushfires that may come. Mr. Speaker, with these few words, I want to encourage everybody and that they should make some available for Sabdine so that on Friday we can plan. I thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you very much. Let me come to Asopa. Honorable Pat.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for this opportunity to contribute to this Day Green Ghana program as delivered by our Honorable Minister for Lands and Forestry. Mr. Speaker, first I would like to commend the Minister for being consistent in his promise to ensure that we improve on the forest cover of our nation. And my appreciation also goes to the President for ensuring that this program is sustainable. It is worth noting that we have the Minister consistently allocated a number of seedlings for each of the regions. And I would commend him because he has done what people could not imagine would happen. Because if we want to ensure that we have actually spread out this initiative over the country, it is one way of ensuring that. But my biggest concern is with the kind of species that is being rolled out there. It is very important, especially in addressing our carbon sink and addressing climate change issues. It is very important that we take note of the type or the species of trees that will be planted all over the country. And one of the things that I want to recommend, one of the plants that I want to recommend is my bamboo. Bamboo, the growth of bamboo to cover those swampy areas is something that can address our carbon sink issue. So let us also be mindful of adding bamboo as part of the species of trees that will be planted all over the country. And I'm also looking at the involvement of the eminent personalities in the country. It's highly commendable. And I appreciate that because it gives the feeling that we should all be concerned about our environment and how to ensure that we don't really deplete our forest cover. And I would like to recommend, in addition, that this program, even though we are involving the eminent personality, we are leaving the future for the children. So it is very important that if we cannot even involve each and everybody, all school children must be encouraged to plant just one tree. And it will be your responsibility to ensure that the tree grows up to a certain stage. And we can also encourage them by introducing some kind of awards for these children for ensuring that the plant has grown to a certain level. I heard my brother, Honorable Ayumedu, mentioning the fact that sometimes the weather is not predictable, and therefore trying to plant at this period, if we are not lucky and there's drought, we might lose a number of the plants that are being planted out there. But if each child, or if each made responsible for a particular plant, or even if they adopt a forest, and I know there are school children within the villages, and then begin to nurture these plants, we will ensure that of all the seedlings, the billion trees that we're talking about, we are going to recover about 95% of that one. Because
The GFA have finally released the verdict on Interlice and then Ashanti Gold considering the match-fixing game that was played at the Linkley Sports Stadium in July 2021. Ashanti Gold and Interlice, they've been relegated or demoted to Division 2, whilst the chairman, the players and others have all been punished respectively. Do you think that the punishment was a bit harsh or the GFA was spot on? Let me hear from you in the comment section as I interact with Ghanaians here at UTC in Accra. My name is Joel Shen and welcome to this episode of the Sports Debate right here on GhanaWeb TV. So Ashanti Gold, they
give warning to others and pardon them to be in the league. I would be so happy to see that.
All right, but you support Ashanti Gold. One of the players who have been affected by this verdict from the GFA is Richmond Lamptey.
Yeah.
Last season, he was part of the Interlice players who played that particular fixed match. Yeah. He has also been banned from all football-related activity for 2.5 years. Ashanti Gold and then Interlice have been relegated to Division 2 from Ghana Premier League and Division 1 because of their involvement in the match fixing of match day 34 game of the 2020-21 Ghana Premier League game. But we are here at UTC to interact with fans whether the punishment is fair enough or the GFA should have considered considering the status of Ashanti Gold in